Fast forward, any come our channel so AG Politics Avenue. Podcast was referring to big headlines. And the Jim Rene EDB Akroma Awaha, and the Mia Braximus, and the ED Kanyam. Just to subscribe to the channel. The notification bell so share now of course answer into Nkebenidiama, young political highways, Ejadema, and Yasam Kotua crowd. Onya Yekuma, a year, lawyer Martin Kpebu, after saying you really from OSP custody no nana ya jantoa ajemre e de nanonso abawrem a enya asem koto akra na nsema o kenyina ne se lawyer Martin Kpebu mo law firm no mo association Ghana Bar Association nti die si ye no fakodan wo mu na almost take swift action onia ye mbo nwura ye nana ya jantoa aso ye abra wajemra ono so obo ye nchiremu. So I'm saying I have AG Politics Avenue. Let's talk say young in Siminim near any diaba.
Having monitored his conduct for some time, it became clear that unless his interactions were recorded, he would misrepresent the fact. A notable example is his false claim that there were 16 petitions calling for the removal of the special prosecutor. When confronted by KSM on his show, he admitted that he merely repeated what he heard someone say on Newsfile without verifying it. It is concerning that a lawyer would make such a statement without checking the fact. Nanaya, how do you respond to that?
Oh, which one?
Yeah, what I just read to you.
No, I was not even listening. Give me a gist of it.
No, he's saying that Martin Kpebu has been making false claims, and one of them, Sami Dakun cited, Sami Dakun, that he claimed that there were 16 petitions calling for the removal of the special prosecutor, yet when he was confronted by a journalist or a media person, he said that he heard it on another platform and he didn't verify it, and a lawyer of his stature shouldn't be doing that.
So he should write to the Ghana Bar Association or the Judicial Council. Do you get me? I mean, you don't have to arrest somebody because the person says this. It is neither here nor there.
And again, there are some more responses before I come to you, Madam Ayana.
Are you coming to your two?
Please. It's neither here nor there. Please, complete.
No, that's all I'm saying, that this one has got no correlation to the arrest. Do you get it? That's why I'm saying that there are systems, there are platforms, there are avenues, there are places where you can make your concerns be known. So if you think that Kpebu is not being consistent, there's the Ghana Bar, there is the Judicial Council. There are places that you can go and report, not go and arrest Kpebu. This one is a no. It is not even a wrong number. The phone is off.
So let me come to you, Madam Susan Edramakwa, because there are some quotes coming from the special prosecutor and his office. Says the OSP acted strictly within legal and procedural bounds. Nana, you talked about procedure. It says such unruly behavior would result in an immediate arrest at any law enforcement facility. And then it goes on to say internal records show that all transfers followed protocol, that is from the special prosecutor to the NIB and that. At no point was he, into bracket, Kpebu denied access to counsel or due process.
That is not the point.
It says police misconduct is not investigated by fire service officers.
No.
GRA misconduct is not investigated by immigration
police
officers, etc.
No, it's OSP.
No, what he's talking about, Martin saying that he's not going to deal with the people because they are of lower rank. And that's what I'm saying, is that he Martin cannot go and decide who should speak.
Let her finish briefly and then I'll come back to you.
We are going to talk only about OSP.
No, we'll talk about the tariffs.
Pertinent issues.
So we'll talk about the tariffs very quickly.
Okay.
Yes, these are really your final words on the Kpebu matter.
My question is that when people are talking and said we must do away with the OSP, that is an extremely important office, and we should not do away with the OSP. You can do away with the person of the SP, but let's be careful about this. Let's do away with the OSP. It was set up because we know that an attorney general sitting in the cabinet with his colleagues, etc., is not going to prosecute his fellow ministers.
Or pay attention to corruption.
Pay attention to certain things. That's why the OSP was, that is the thinking. You understand? So that is why the OSP was set up, so that it will be an independent office that will do that we believe an attorney general cannot do. So when we say let's do away with the OSP, let's separate the person, the SP, from the OSP. Because this sort of rousing the mob and let's do away with those, we'll end up throwing the baby away with the bathwater.
So essentially what you're saying is that we shouldn't lose the focus or the rationale behind setting up that office.
Exactly.
In the midst of what's going on.
I think that, I mean, yeah, but when we say OSP, OSP is Office of the Special Prosecutor. If we don't like the Special Prosecutor, we should say we don't like the SP, okay? He hasn't performed. That's a totally different thing. Otherwise, we're saying that the SP's personality is the whole office. I think that would be unfair. Yes, leadership does stamp its personality on officers, but if we are finding a problem, let's remove the SP and then let's let the OSP work.
I can see Madam Ayana's expressions.
No, I agree with what she's saying.
Okay.
We are talking about special prosecutor.
Okay.
She's just giving us the definitions, right? The office and the personality.
Yes.
And we are saying we don't want the personality. And that happens to be the problem right now.
So you're with the staying of the office but remove the person?
Exactly. You understand? All that I'm saying is that this Sami Dakun is talking about...
Director, Strategy, Research and Communication.
And he's saying that Kpebu had made certain statements that were not true. The SP did make a statement that he had gone to see the NIB.
And actually talked about his unruly behavior. That's a point he made earlier.
Well, unruly behavior or whatever, I'm talking about when we're talking about truth and honesty. Didn't the SP also say that he went to see the NIB, you know, to seek for some form of help in stopping Oforiatta from running away and didn't get it? And Martin Kpebu came and said that that was not true. He had talked to those people in NIB and they said that nothing of that sort happened. Did the SP come back to say that Martin Kpebu was lying? He didn't. So it means that both of them, if they are lying, then they are both lying. So one draw, it doesn't matter. You understand?
Okay.
You see the point.
And then after you, I will come to Madam Hajia.
Graduate of BNI Yoko and the system CID, right? I've been there. If there's nothing wrong for Martin saying that he doesn't like the people who were interrogating him, you have the right to say so. And nobody will fault you. Do you get me? Then they will give you, because the same questions, you'll be asked the same questions, you'll be treated the same way. The person be a senior or junior does not change anything. When you are going to be locked up with the handcuffs, it doesn't change. So nobody should fault Martin for saying that he wanted a senior person. You can ask for whoever you want. Even if you want your friend to interrogate you, they will bring your friend. But it's a process, it's the same. So I don't think that we should fault Martin for that. On the issue of OSP or SP, I think that we should sit down and really interrogate the relevance of that office. We had Martin Amidu, a very astute lawyer, a very credible person, a former attorney general, who went there and failed. We have this one who is struggling and has not been able to do much. So should we interrogate even the existence of that office? Is it relevant? Yoko and others are doing what they have to do. Anytime when they come to the OSP, the first one had a load of things to say. This one initially was almost crying every day, doing press conferences and singing. And now we have a president who is even supporting the fight against corruption. He's still having issues. So I think that instead of just saying scrap, let's sit down and interrogate the relevance of that office. And it is very key because we have two people having problems in different manner. One couldn't do anything at all. He was so, upset. He had loads of lamentations. He went to the president. Eventually, he resigned. This one wants to stay on. He also has issues. Do you get me? So the time has come for the judicial system of this country and the legal authorities in this country to sit down and find out whether OSP was just a political office which is not well grounded, or it is a relevant office that we have to keep.
What do you think about those who would say that perhaps it is more of a cultural thing that is engulfing or, sniffing the life of that office from it?
A cultural thing like what?
Corruption endemic everywhere.
But we have Yoko. Yoko is working very well now. They've always worked.
So when I say corruption endemic everywhere, the individual people who do not, I mean, a lot of people do not even know. And let me give you an example. I was at an assembly recently and went to talk about an issue. Before I left, the officer in charge said, and please, when you're coming back, bring a pregnant brown envelope. He didn't know that I was a journalist. And then your problem will be solved in 1 or 2 days. And I'm not lying to you. So these are people who are in places that unless you go there, you may not necessarily know.
What has the OSP done with those on his table?
But I'm talking about the culture of corruption, perhaps that is engulfing any office that is supposed to be fighting it.
Why OSP is not working?
I'm not talking about the person.
OSP is
you talked about reviewing the relevance of that office.
Yes.
And I'm saying that perhaps others are also arguing that instead of looking at reviewing, because there was a purpose for setting it up.
Review. Look at it. What is it? What is the purpose? Has it achieved its purpose? That's what we want to know. That now somebody has run away a wall. We can't even find that person. And you yourself, you are saying that the person is corrupt. It is from you, or not from me, not from you. Do you get me? You are saying that person is corrupt. Even try the person in absentia is becoming difficult. That provision to try somebody in absentia is there. Even trying the person in absentia is difficult. The endemic corruption, me, I've always spoken about it, that public servants are there doing their things and we don't even look at them. So he should have whistleblowers all over the place who will come to him and say that A, B, C, D in these institutions. So we need to find out. We have Shraj, we have Yoko, we have CID, we have NIB, we have all of them. Then OSP. Everybody is working well with the exception of that office. So we need to look at it. Do we really need it? Yes. I'm talking about 2 people. Both were having problems. Kisie Jabin and Martin, both lawyers. What is the problem?
But you remember Martin Amidou talked about political interference.
That is what I'm saying, that he had problems. Did you hear ever Yoko saying there's political interference? Why was there political interference? This OSP, is it even in our constitution? I don't know.
No,
is it there?
It was created. Right?
It was created, yes.
It was created.
Is it
by an act of parliament?
An act of parliament.
Yes.
Do you get me? So what is it?
Parliament.
Let's look at what it is. What is it meant to do?
And I'm coming back to Hajia, but let me read this comment from Prince Nanaya Oyo. Good morning, Beatrice and your panelists. I don't want to make a long statement on this matter. The OSP's arrest of Martin Kpebu is unlawful. Esquire Kpebu is not under investigation for corruption. They're afraid the office will be shut down because of their incompetence and poor performance. The people at the OSP are not working to the standard Ghanaians expect. They cannot handle criticism and they should resign. Anyone claiming that Kpebu is the one doing wrong in that office is also lying. One thing about Martin is his strong principles. He will never speak without solid facts. Kpebu has a name called Kpebu Nation for a reason. But we saw what the special prosecutor told us in that response. Well, but thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us. Please, let me get your final word on this. And perhaps we can go to tariffs.
In my final words, I think that Ghana should always go back to Honorable Alan Chairman's GTP, and in our GTP he explained so many reasons why. I've borrowed the book to Nanaya and President Mahama. They should please kindly read our GTP and bring all these organizations that are fighting corruption under one umbrella so that we can solve issues quickly and justly. Going to individual organizations, trying to put all these evidences and facts together are always delaying processes. So if we bring all these institutions under one umbrella, it will fast track things, and then Ghana will be a safe place and a just place for us. The corruptions are, yes. My sister is helping me with that.
Please, your final thoughts on this one.
So we should all embrace the corruptions that Honorable Alan Tremantin was talking about. UP is always thinking about Ghana first.
Indeed.
Hey, we are still campaigning.
Yeah, is on her phone. Nanaya is on her phone. I want Nanaya to know that it is in the DTP. Ghana first. Nanaya, I'm not campaigning, but Ghana first. This is not campaigning. The DTP. No, I'm not campaigning. It's the DTP.
If you campaign.
I'm not campaigning. That's what Susan.
Because they asked whether she was campaigning. They said no.
Susan wanted to hammer on the fact that am I campaigning, but it's Ghana first. We are all thinking about Ghana, so it's Ghana first.
Oh, Nana, they actually asked whether she was campaigning, so she's just explaining
I'm
herself.
saying that there's nothing wrong with
Okay,
campaigning.
thank you, Nana.
Okay, so Nana actually is on the same page with you, please.
I think I already said that. For me, the Special Prosecutor's Office is one that we have to interrogate properly, and I think that the person that is running that office is a person of interest. We must all put our minds to work and see whether he's doing what is expected of him, and the money that we're spending in that office, whether we are getting the results that we want. I will continue to say that we have to be on him to get the major perpetrator of so many things that have really harmed this country, and that is Oforiatta. I will always say that I stand for justice for those people who lost their lives, lost their jobs, and all those children who lost their parents, and the husbands who lost their wives, the wives who lost their husbands because of a policy called haircuts, that he brought, and he has run away. We must all just accept the fact that the special prosecutor this time did not do well. There was no need for him to arrest Martin.
Sure, Madam Susan Edward-Mankwah.
I've said my piece. I don't think I have anything of value to add to it.
Yeah.
I've said let's be cautious about the way we go about it. Remove the OSP, and I agree. Let's review what the OSP was set up to do, and let's support them to do it if the principles behind why we set them up are good. You understand? We need some accountability in this country. We need to curb corruption. Politically exposed people cannot take us for granted. That has happened for too long. You understand? So we must, as a people, find ways and means of supporting these anti-corruption institutions that have been set up. If the people that we have put there, we believe are not doing a good job, yes, let's remove them and replace them with people till we get somebody who is doing why the office was set up. And we should not be afraid of removing people till we get competence. Yeah. That is my thing. And as for speaking recklessly, I think we should all be cautious about the way we speak in this country. Sometimes it may be subjective, but look, when the Tutsis were calling the Hutus cockroaches and stuff, it's not subjective. Look, sometimes we think that this country is so safe that we can play with it, but we should guard it. If we have something that we treasure, which is our peace, then we shouldn't play with it and think that it is so stable that we can speak recklessly and nothing will happen. For all you know, we are sitting on a tinderbox. People are hungry out there. People feel as if they don't have a hope. People feel as if there's no future. So it's a tinderbox. And we don't know what will spark it.
So no unnecessary dramatization whilst there are issues to deal with.
Yes.
Nana, please, in like 2 seconds.
About Kpebu and this.
Final word.
I've said I think that I've said it. I don't have to go back to anything.
Okay, that's great.
Yes,
so
that office, we have to really find out whether it's relevant or not.
Nana, you've been, and I was saying earlier, you've been at PRC before.
Yeah.
Is it fair that Ghanaians, 1st of January, we are going to be asked to pay?
Are you asking me if it's fair?
Oh, I'm asking you. Yes, please. 9.86 for electricity
I'm
percent,
not the right person
and
to
15. But you know how the system works there.
No, because
you
right
used to at least help with
Beatrice,
management approved tariffs for the utility.
Now I'm a
companies.
commissioner. If you need somebody to explain this tariff, it is the secretariat. At that time, I was a director, and I was part of the secretariat. So the secretariat have people who are supposed to explain. I don't know if you have called them.
We have called them.
And what did they
They've
say?
explained that
So
it's
why
justified.
do you still want me to
I just
talk
want to
again?
get your thoughts on the fact that, this morning, actually, yes, this morning, a number of people who called were complaining about water availability of it, those in the northern region, a part of Volta region, that they don't even have it. And now you're looking at increasing it. In terms
If
of
you don't have it and they increase it, it doesn't matter.
You
Because
pay.
you still won't have it.
You
You pay.
You pay for the
I
water.
mean, I don't get that one. You don't have it. and then they increase it. What? How? Put it, what does you care?
But
There are scenarios
I don't know whether you've seen the content of or the details, the justification from the PRC regarding why they think it's necessary
You see,
to get this.
This thing that is there has a lot of ramifications, implications, and antecedents. For instance, in 224, some of the quarters were not passed on. And you know, the tariffs, as it is done, it's cumulative to, what is it? A revenue requirement for the utility service provider.
Yeah.
So the utility service provider needs money to provide us with the service that we have. And we have the responsibility to ensure the financial viability of the utility service provider, whilst at the same time looking at the quality of service and the provision of the commodity. So
we ain't some who team course watch and so I'm not so Jim or had a senator body and Eddie Adumbi Edumia. If some room na Yasuma Pansum Supra.